Good morning, Professor. The topic that I am going to present is about an interview with some of my classmates and their phobias. I hope you like them. I'm also going to start with the phobias I had when I was little. She was afraid of chicken, roosters, and scorpion. Of 3 years approximately. The first chicken grills was because when I was little we crossed places where they grilled chicken and my cousin scared me and I started to cry a lot. Well, every time we crossed in place like that she made me very sick and I could cry saying that I no longer want to cross there, very terrified. It was a very strong fear for me as I thought it might have burned myself from the scare. I was in shock saying out loud that I never want to know anything about roaster chicken again as I feel like I had been roast there very, very strong eye. Well, I changed my life the moment my cousin scared me so cruelly, and regarding scorpion, I am still scared of them, but not much like when I was a kid. And one of the interviews knew the following. She told me that the fear she had was of the dark, and this fear was present to her when she was only 10 to 11 years old. The reason why she had that fear was when she was made to scare her in a very dark place and there she began to feel too afraid. The real reason for being afraid was the pain in those places made her feel very uncomfortable because she thought someone was watching her. She felt very bad because that problem made it difficult for her to sleep. She made him very angry because she wanted to end that fear, but it was very impossible for her to overcome. That fear did not allow her to be alone because she was beginning to be terrified. Her life with this fear changed to much things with that she could live and little insecure. Another of the interviews told me the following. The fear I had was at school when I had to speak in front of all my classmates at age or 7 years old. I don't remember exactly, but I happened when I was a kid. Why he had that fear, he didn't know why at moment because he was just a child with no knowledge of life. He didn't have an external reason for that kind of situation. There was an internal job to do, and that way was the only one that could work for him. He felt why when he had to speak in front of them. He was not prepared and was very distressed with him, saying when he had to it was strong because it was something that was making me feel very bad and felt it many times always in front of 40 children. It changes a lot since it was the only way to run from him for him. Some say that we came here with a specific mission of purpose and already here we need to resolve some karmic situation according to our transcendence. For example, he had to face trauma of great problems. Those were the life lessons from him that he chose before coming to earth. The last interview was a friend who moved me with her story. Let's write it. She was afraid of horror movies and never said that again. She had a phobia of things with holes, which were honeycombed, some internal part of the body, the ones that come off or injured dogs. This happened to her when she was 12 years old. Until today, she had that fear because the horror movies come to refer to the paranormal, and with respect to the phobia, every time she saw something with holes, her skin would crawl. She felt very bad and scared. Her fear was enough to start crying and at her young age and continue to be scared until now that she is only 7 years old and feeling that phobia. Her life has not changed, yet she is still very insecure about her fears. And the closing of this interview, I have you the story of my last partner. I hope you like it. When she was little, she was very afraid of the dark between 5 to 6 years old because I heard a lot of noises at night and I thought there were things that want to hurt me. Yes. My dad had two houses, one made of cement and the other made of wood. And with my older brother and your older sister and I sleep alone in the wooden house. When we turned off the lights for the Sunday, I used to sleep hugging my sister out of fear, but my brother were not afraid because they were used to it and they said that it always sounds like that and nothing happens to us. One night I saw a girl with long hair go through the door, so I screamed and my brothers turned on the light and there was nothing. I felt terrified. I was blank. I didn't know why I thought that it was very strong. I was only scared at night, but I bought her my sister since she couldn't go to sleep alone. But when I turned 8, we moved, so if the fear is gone. Thank you very much.